Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we see us, we're live. We'll listen to a video. Thanks for taking the time to do this.
Live from the great state of Texas, welcome to the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show. We're about to go live from the Woodlands Waterway Marriott Hotel and Convention Center in Houston, Texas. This year's Texas HomeSchool Convention is underway right now in Houston, Texas. Get ready for a candid behind-the-scenes interview with our very special guest. The show is live, so please comment during the show.
Texas HomeSchool Convention is more than a podcast show. We're a vibrant community, a gathering of people supporting one another in the incredible journey of raising the next generation of world changers.
Now, grab a seat, get comfortable, and join families throughout the United States and around the world as we dive into today's conversation. Live from Texas is the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show.
Hello and welcome back to the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show. I'm here with Nathan from THSC. Nathan, how are you doing today?
Just fine, Haley. How you doing today?
Awesome. It has been a packed 3 full days. What has been one of your favorite things that you've seen here at the convention?
My favorite thing automatically is Texas families. Just see families all over the convention. It's been very, very encouraging, heartwarming to talk to parents, talk to young kids. I had an opportunity to chat with the teens for several occasions. It was really interesting. One of the answers that I got from people, feedback, was your teens are what keep us coming. Because they want a product, meaning people, young men and women who are smart, articulate, open, to be able to their children to be that. So I think from that, it's the people that make me most excited.
That's so awesome. And you have such a heart for the Texas families here. You've been in the homeschool community for a long time. Tell me, how did you get started in the homeschool world?
Wow, great question. 1993, my wife and I went to our first homeschool convention in Columbus, Ohio. And from that, we decided definitely we were going to homeschool our children. So we have now homeschooled 7 children and now our children are aged 36 to 22. My wife specifically, or particularly, 27 years of homeschooling. We are so excited. We really appreciate the opportunity that we had to homeschool. And all of our kids, thank God, are walking with the Lord, homeschooling their own children. And we are so excited to be part of THSC today.
That is so great. And we also have Tim Lambert here from the Texas Homeschool Coalition. Tim, come on in and join us. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good. We're just talking about how we've gotten involved in the homeschool community. Do you want to give us a little backstory of how you got involved with homeschooling in Texas?
I was born into homeschooling in Texas.
Oh.
Now, we started homeschooling our kids in the 1980s. The state attorney general said that homeschooling was not legal. He didn't believe parents were qualified to raise their kids, much less teach them at home. And so we got involved politically, and here we are.
That's awesome. You guys have both been a part of this journey for so long and have poured passionately into homeschool families. What makes you passionate about Texas homeschool families in particular? Nathan, we'll ask you first.
I think often we talk about just let's have families survive. I think for Texas Homeschool Coalition, we allow and create a platform for families to thrive and for families to flourish. And that's really what we want to see, because how goes the family, so goes the community, and so goes the state. And so we believe that homeschooling and our support of the homeschooling movement will really make a lasting impact. And in fact, being culture creators, not just people who respond to the culture, but people who create the culture. And that's what I'm so grateful to be a part of.
I love that so much. What about you, Tim?
You know, I just get irritated when elected officials or people that think they know the law and don't start messing with my people. You know, so we've got a case going on in the middle right now where the local school district prosecuted a woman who's homeschooling and said, "Oh, you got to use an approved curriculum. You got to get our approval." And so that sort of stuff irritates me. And so we go defend those people. And, you know, it's good to have great laws. We need good laws. But you also have to have people who are willing to defend people when somebody is violating those laws. And that's one of the things we do.
I love that. And I love that you mentioned that we're culture creators, that we have to be defending homeschool rights. And that's one of the big things that we do here at the Texas Homeschool Coalition and one of the benefits that we provide to families. So tell us a little bit why every Texas homeschool family should be a member of THSC.
Amen. I think we need to lock shields. We need to come together as a community. We have a common unity, homeschooling. And so we should lock shields together in order to be able to not only defend homeschooling, but promote and protect it. But I just think the idea of community, we all need community. So whether you're getting coaching from Texas Homeschool Coalition, whether you know that you're getting legal advocacy or policy decisions, whatever it is, we can provide that. We can help families in Texas again to flourish.
That's awesome. So, Tim, tell us a little bit about what's going on when it comes to the fight for homeschooling. Because some people think that we won that a while ago, we're good to go, but it is an ongoing battle. Can you tell us why that is?
Yeah, it is. In the 1980s, I thought if we could just win that Supreme Court decision, the Leafer versus Arlington case, that we could forget all this political stuff and go back to doing the important things of life, of raising our kids and worshiping God and building our businesses. I finally came to the conclusion, I'm slow, but I'm not stupid. I finally came to the conclusion that is never going to end. We always have JPs or college officials or people who don't know what the law is, some state bureaucrat or sometimes federal bureaucrats, Social Security Administration or people like that. So we always are going to need an organization like THSC who is there to defend people and to be aggressive in doing so. My favorite story is back in the 90s, I had a superintendent, we wrote a nasty letter to him. We copied the Commissioner of Education, his state legislators, and he called me up and he said, well, why did you have to tell everybody in the world? And I said, well, why did you have to mess with my people? So I think that is part of it. And of course, what we're seeing here, is Nathan just said, is it's not just about that, but there's community here. So this is like an in-service. So the kids have a program, the teens have a program, and the parents are being encouraged and inspired. So it's part of that community where we are encouraging people and equipping people to thrive with their families.
That's so great. Nathan, can you tell us how homeschool families can get more involved in the fight for preserving freedom and protecting and being culture creators?
Very good. Yes, I just want to ask everybody to be active. We need to turn our convictions into actions. If you think of that idea, if it's only an opinion, then we all can sit around and give our opinions. But when it becomes a conviction, it's going to result in action. So you can be involved in your local community. I want to encourage everybody to tell others about THSC, become members of THSC, where we are, again, as I said, the picture of locking shields together. And then we can really make a difference. We can truly make a difference. Start locally, start where you're at, and then continue to grow, spread out from there where we're affecting the entire state.
I love that so much. Okay, last question for both of you. What is one piece of advice that you would give to homeschool families that are in the trenches? They're here this year to get encouraged and go into another year of homeschooling. What would you say to those families?
Well, I would say that I don't know the originator of this saying. I've heard several people, but I love the comment that somebody made, that do not forget in the dark what God showed you in the light. It's easy to come here and be encouraged, but you're going to have tough times. You're going to have difficulties, and just persevere. I like that verse that said, "Men ought always to pray and not to faint." So we need to persevere and keep doing what's best for our families and our country and our state.
Man, that's so encouraging. What about you, Nathan? What would you say to these families?
I would say to have good courage, be of good courage, and have the grit, the endurance, the stamina, because the fight is real. We know that we're under attack, the culture, but we know that we have a solution, and that's strong families. And it begins with this idea of home educating, home discipling your children in the ways of the Lord. And then as we continue to build, we have a strong foundation. And the next thing you know, we are having a great impact. So stay the course and finish strong. Stay the course.
I love that. Thank you both for taking the time to join us. Thank you for the work you're doing for Texas families. And thank you for joining us and tuning in to all of these podcasts. Yeah. We're here. We're fighting for you. And we'd love to see you as part of the THSC family.
Thank you for joining us from the Woodlands Waterway Marriott Hotel and Convention Center in Houston, Texas.
We hope you are leaving encouraged, equipped, and empowered to take on this week as an intentional parent.
Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and never miss an episode.
No matter where you are in your journey, we are here to support you. Make sure to check out our website at conventions.thsc.org. Come join our community.
This has been the Texas Homeschool Convention Show. Have a request for who you'd like to be on our show? Email us at events@thsc.org and tell us more. We always love hearing from you. We will see you next week.